man's reach, extending past the lights. Coach dancing through defenders like a ghost. Corners work ethic is what I respect most. Been writing stories of the battles won.
Welcome to We the Thunder. It's Shooter. Oh, thank you. Oh, twice. And we got Mr. Thomas Schooley.
Sound effects aren't coming through.
Classy fella. No sound effects. Those are just for me, I guess. All right. Well, we can't waste any time. We've got a VIP guest in the green room right now. So we've got to bring him on. Second time on the show, Rod Pedersen. You know him from the Cats and Bolts podcast. He covers both teams. And also, he does a lot. Go follow him on Twitter. If you like the CFL, he's your guy. He is your guy. He's a Canadian turned Florida man. And he is going to give us some insight into those stinking Florida Panthers, because this was set up before the season started. We've got our first tilt against the Panthers on Saturday in Sunrise. Rod, welcome to the show. We're going to come guns a-blazing because you got a game starting behind you in 10 minutes. So far this season, up and down, what's your take on how the Bolts have started this season?
Well, good to see you, Cowboys, by the way. Shooty Shoots, thanks for having me on. Well, when they started out really slow, I was not concerned. It was the first 10 games of the season, right? And we had Dave Randorf on our show, the voice of the Lightning, and he admitted there was some concern internally because the coaches would like to go 82-0. I think, what were you guys at one time, 2-5-1 or something like that? But then you rattled off the big win streak, went out west, had some success, thumped the Golden Knights in Vegas, which the Cats just did on, what was that, Monday night? So massively up and down. And looking forward to Saturday's game here. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think the first game last year between the Panthers and Lightning was December 27th. So we couldn't wait to get this one this early. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it was late last season, and this season, after those two preseason games where all hell broke loose on the ice, that's when I think we were all looking, all right, when do these teams play each other again? And we're going to have an interesting matchup because you've got so many Lightning players on IR or who are going to miss this game that a lot of these guys that got pulled up to play in that preseason game are going to be there on Saturday night. And there's no love lost. But, you know, hockey's funny. You could go to this game on Saturday and, you know, we might not see a fight. Like, hockey's funny like that, where sometimes you just never know. Or when the puck drops, just like USA-Canada Volume 1 this year, you know, maybe they drop the gloves right off the bat. Who knows? What's your hunch? What do you think's going to happen?
I don't think there's going to be any fights at all. And we did our show on Wednesday, and Bill Lindsay, who you guys would know well over the years between this rivalry, he said the same. But it is funny because, I mean, I don't work for the Panthers. He does, but he's probably my closest friend on the team. With that brawl-filled night, the last preseason game really seemed to catch the Panthers off guard. And they still don't really know what the hell happened. And after the Lightning got fined $100,000 and Coop got fined $25,000, there really was no statement made by the Lightning. Like, I'll speak for the guys here. They did not see that coming. Did you?
No.
Yes, we all knew it was coming. We knew when they called up the big guys and they decided to just sit all their starters that's what that was brought for, and that's specifically why the Lightning were fined and why Coot was fined, because it was very obvious that was why those guys were brought up to the game and they were sitting out the starters.
Okay. Well, then the Panthers must just be biting their lip or something. And because there just wasn't much talk on either side publicly about it. I'm sure there was a lot behind the scenes, but like a week later, Gary Bettman was here. I don't know what the occasion was, but he held a media scrum and he just goes, that is not what our game's all about. Personally, I loved it. I think we all did, but I don't know about you, Schoolie. I don't think anything like that's going to happen Saturday night.
No, we're on a back-to-back, so they really can't afford, with so many injuries, they can't afford to have either another player get injured or B, someone suspended. They did Savarini, the one that got suspended from that for the 4 games, they did already have him come up and get his suspension out of the way, and I had a feeling was going to be brought up for this game just in case. But after that, the game at the Kia Center, that preseason game at the Kia Center, and there was some fisticuffs in there and some cheap shots in that one. The writing was on the wall when that they decided to make all those call ups and have all those guys brought in. I don't think there was anybody, well, apparently only Shooter, that in Tampa Bay that thought that wasn't for this. And obviously the NHL thought that too. Do I feel like Panthers should have gotten some fines, possibly some suspensions? Definitely. There were some cheap hits on both sides of the field, but that was why those players were brought in for that game.
And I didn't see it coming because it's just not. You haven't really seen John Cooper kind of go that way, and I do think there's a reason why he was fined. And you saw in that first game at the Kia Center where there was just as many fights. Brandon Hagel takes a hit. He's out of the game. And then something I think was said at that intermission in between the first and second period, because then things kind of got out of control for basically the rest of the game. And then, yeah, I mean, you're right, School. You see these guys get pulled up. And I think the Lightning wanted to send a message that game. I think that's what they tried to do. You know, we're not going to be bullied around. This ain't last year's team. It's not the year before's team. You know, they were trying to change the narrative against this team, and it just got way out of hand, right? It was fun to watch, but to Gary Bettman's point, it's not really hockey. It's not exactly what we're buying tickets for. Of course, we want to see a couple fights if we get lucky in some of these games, but you know, to have these all-out brawls, that was in between the hockey or in between the penalties. There was a little bit of hockey going on, but I'm with you, Rod. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a single fight on Saturday. I think a lot of fans are going to go into that game being, oh, it's going to be a bloodbath. But, like, nobody wants to get suspended now. Nobody wants to get injured now. It's a regular season. It's a different story. Now, will there be some big hits? Probably a couple big hits. But as far as throwing the gloves and, you know, players getting kicked out, I'm not expecting it.
Well, let's make it very clear, by the way, these teams now hate each other. You know, and I don't know about the fan bases. I feel like we're getting there too. You mentioned off the top of the broadcast here that I do cover both teams, and I do, and I enjoy that, and I don't want to pick a side. But last year in the playoffs, there was fans of both teams writing me going, pick one. I'm like, I don't want to. You know, when I got here 5 years ago, the rivalry was like dormant basically, and now they've met 4 times, and they might meet again this year. I mean, who knows? It's a long ways away. And I think as we sit here today, have the Lightning fought it back into a playoff spot? Because I know the Panthers have not.
I think they're right at the edge right now with
and if the Panthers win tonight, they will. If Panthers win tonight, they'll jump 1 point ahead of the Lightning. If the Panthers don't win tonight, then if they just get 1 point, they'll be tied with the Lightning. If they don't win, they'll be 1 behind the Lightning.
So they're close. But yeah, Panthers had a great start, cooled off a little bit. It's kind of the opposite of the Lightning. And the Lightning had a bad start, and then they've gotten hot. So, yeah, Saturday should be fun. But I think, Shooty, you bring up a good point. Nobody wants to get suspended. Nobody wants to get hurt. And these games now, there's points on the line. There wasn't in that preseason game.
So I want to ask you, because we've got the Lightning, and we'll go through the list of the Lightning players injured because it's way too long to keep you on the line for that right now. But Florida's got their own injury bug this season as well. Can you kind of go down the list of the players that are out? And I believe most of them you're expecting back at some point this season. Some of them hopefully by the playoffs. Some of them might be a question mark, like Barkov with that injury. But the way I look at it is like, man, the Panthers if they can survive the first half of the season, they're going to be in pretty dang good position to make a run in the playoffs. Is that still kind of the vibe down south?
Oh yeah, nobody that I sense is fearful of them missing the playoffs. By name, it's the big guns. Alexander Barkov tore up his knee in the first day of training camp. And then Matthew Tkachuk's injury goes back to the aforementioned Four Nations face-off. I swear he got hurt on that Saturday night fighting Brandon Hagel, and he hasn't been the same since. But there was news this week with the Panthers that both Barkov and Tkachuk have resumed skating, but no timeline for their return other than mid-December at best for Tkachuk, and they're praying they'll have Barkov for the playoffs. And then the other big one is Dmitry Kulikov on the back end. He's gone for significant time. Those are all pretty key parts of the team, pretty key parts of the guys that won the Stanley Cup last year. I think that's all of them, but my God, that's enough. This is a different team without Barkov and Tkachuk, especially Tkachuk, to be honest, the way he plays.
Yeah, they're still grinding it out, though. They're still getting the wins. So this team ain't going anywhere. I think a lot of Lightning fans were hoping, oh, man, all these injuries are going to take them down. I think it might help them if some of these guys come back fresher when the rest of the league's played 80 games. Man, they might have an advantage. Now, it's tough to come back from injuries, too, and jump right back into a regular season or playoffs. But the way I look at it is, darn it, these cats aren't going anywhere.
It is nice. It is nice seeing them, though, down a peg or two. I mean, as a Lightning fan, seeing that the Lightning, the last 10, 7-3-0, and the Panthers 5-4-1 with only a one game win streak. It's kind of good for Lightning fans seeing that and to see that Florida game under the Lightning.
Yeah, I'm with you. It is nice to see the Panthers down a little bit, but tomorrow night should be good. We'll all be watching. Rod, what's coming up on your podcast this season or in the next couple weeks? Anything interesting for Lightning fans? We don't want any of these Panthers guests or anything like that.
Well, like I say, I've had Dave Randorf on early on because Lightning fans are like, oh, you call yourself Cats and Bolts. Can you have more Lightning talk? So I'm working on that. Brad Richards lives over here on the East Coast, from what I understand. So we're hoping to get him in studio. I like to have guys in the studio if possible. I don't know about Tampa because I've lived there, but the hockey community here is pretty small. And that's a good thing. Like it's not hard to get guys to come on the show. Doug McLean lives here. Jeff Rimmer, the longtime broadcaster. Bill Lindsay was on yesterday. Peter Worrell. It's half a dozen list of players. So that's what we do. We roll through the alumni, and we're just trying to get some more Lightning guys too, if possible. And hey, you guys know hockey players. They never generally say no. They're good guys.
Yeah, we've had some luck with the former players in getting them on. Brad Richards, you let us know if you get Brad Richards on, because we will definitely send some people your way to see Brad. But Dave Randorf, he's been on a couple times. What I love about Dave, it's just like, have Dave on, and then just like when he's on TV, he could just talk for 30 minutes straight about like really good stuff. So
he's pretty smooth.
Yeah, he's great. So yeah, if they haven't checked you out, Cats and Bolts podcast, you do all kinds of other stuff. Like I mentioned, CFL, all kinds of things with Rod Pedersen. So check out his regular podcast. You've got the Caps in town tonight. We beat them on Saturday. It was a tight match, but are you guys going to win this one tonight?
It's the first game back after a long road trip, and usually that goes well. The barn's sold out, and everybody's excited to see them back, and they're excited to see Ovi play. Obviously, that's always exciting. So I think it'll be a close game. Seems like everyone is this year in the NHL. But yeah, I picked the Cats to win.
Well, I'll probably be tuning in to see what happens after we're done here. But I will let you go watch. Hey, thank you for jumping on. Maybe next time you come on, we're previewing the playoff series of the Sunshine State Showdown again.
That'd be great.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't be shocked if it happened. So we'll get you on if that's the case. Either way, hey, thank you for jumping on again. Everyone, make sure you go follow him and cheer against the other team he covers and give him a hard time.
Thanks guys. Appreciate you.
All right. Thanks. Rod Pedersen.
If you guys want Shooter's address. You'll find a kind of messed up mixer on his front porch today. There has been no update on Hagel, none that I saw today. Have you seen one, Shooter?
No update on Hagel. So I don't even know if I can go down the list. I don't have it in front of me, but Hagel started last night, got injured in the first, never came back. Looked like some sort of concussion possibly, and obviously not his first time with a head injury, which is not good. That really stinks. I would say don't even have him worry about playing against Florida, because Florida doesn't really love Hagel. In fact, they're the cause of his other head injuries. So I would say I don't expect Hagel to play tomorrow, just out of precaution. And then, all right. So before the game, Hedman out, McDonough and James on IR.
Hedman is eligible to return.
You know the list?
Well, no, Hedman is eligible for return tomorrow, and I think he does return. Both McDonough and Douglas are not eligible to play until Sunday. And then Cirelli and Holmberg are both up in the air about tomorrow. And I'm looking at the last update that Eric Eraldson put on Hagel. He said that Hagel was around the locker room in street clothes and pretty good spirits. So that could be a good sign.
Hagel was. The thing is, it's a head injury. That's like...
James, not Douglas. I'm sorry, yes.
Oh.
Paul is still out. Paul is getting close to day to day. They said he is not day to day yet.
So we can't count on Paul coming back this weekend. So we're going to have...
He said he would not. He did say he was going to be out both games. He would not return this. James cannot come back until Sunday.
If he's healthy. Because he was on
right.
IR, but it was like they backtracked it to the previous game, so he could come off on Sunday.
It gets backtracked to the day after where the injury was. So tomorrow will be, or Saturday will be 1 week, so he cannot return until Sunday.
Yeah, so it's got the lines looking crazy. I mean, I really couldn't keep track of what the forward lines were doing last night. The defense was Radish starting with Mosier. DeSuze moves up to the spot where McDonough is at, playing with Chernak. And then Lilleberg, who I met after the game on Saturday. I told him, by the way, shoot more, because he scored on kind of a fluke goal on Saturday. And I told him to hit more. Might have been a mistake. Don't blame the next 5 penalties on me. Did not say that to him. He's a big kid. And then, so he's back there with Crozier. So Crozier's at least back from injury. Man, Crozier's first game back Saturday did not look so hot.
No, it did not.
I mean, just coming back from injuries, had all kinds of injuries so far this season. He's just got to get some playing time, and he is about to get it. So I think the most concerning to me is Hagel and McDonough. McDonough's on IR, so he's not coming back anytime soon.
Until Sunday. He can come back Sunday.
Or we think Hagel's
McDonough can come back Sunday.
So both James and McDonough are eligible to come back.
Yes.
But usually
they're both eligible to come back
IR,
Sunday.
That signifies that it's a worser injury. Although
it was just a 7-day or 10-day, whatever. It was the least IR. It's so they could have money to call these people up.
And it was shot off the foot, right? That took McDonough out. So I think they would have said by now if it was broken. And we'd see him in walking boots. They did Coop's catch Monday? This week.
Yeah, Monday.
And McDonough was there. All the guys were there. And at least I didn't see any pictures with McDonough in a boot.
No.
So, I guess maybe the good news is nothing seems long-term for now. Although those Hagel head injuries worry me. And I don't know. Did you get a sense of what's going on with Hedman? Hopefully that wasn't a head injury with his history too.
No, but for the fact that they didn't put him on an IR, and that would have been the most money they could have saved, I would think he plays tomorrow. They just said day-to-day with him. At first, they called it body management days, which all of these guys, they called body management. And then at the body maintenance, and then the last moment they could do it, they put McDonough and James on IR, and then listed Holmberg and Hetty as day-to-day.
Do you think I can call my boss and ask for a body maintenance day tomorrow?
Yeah, I know.
I just need to lay down most of the day tomorrow. I think it's a little bit different, I guess, with what these guys are dealing with. But all right, so yeah, we've got this injury bug that's gonna be a problem, which really stinks because we were doing so good. We've been on the 5-game winning streak. We just lost the 1 game against Colorado, who's the best team in the league, and then won a few more games, and now we've gotten hit by the injury bug. See John up in the chat here. He says anything on Sorelli, not on IR. I was hoping he was going to play last night, but he did not. So I'm assuming we'll see him this weekend at some point.
Yeah, and I would have expected him. I thought he was going to be back yesterday, but I'm guessing he's coming back. They just figured they were going with the B squad anyway. Might as well give him one more day of rest, or a couple more days of rest. I think the big news was Vasi getting pulled for that third period. I see a lot of people asking, do you think he was injured? Did he tweak something when he did that fall? Or did Coop pull him? Now, I left early, and I was listening to it on the radio, and Eric Erelson, Benjamin Pierce, and Bobby Chief Taylor were all discussing that, and Eric Erelson said, I don't think Coop pulls him. Ben Pierce said, I think he does. Eric Erelson said he doesn't pull him. Bobby Chief said, I would have pulled him in the first if I was going to pull him at all. And then all of a sudden, third period comes out, and they announced the goalie change of Johansson in net. Do you think that was precaution? Maybe Vasi tweaked something, or just his play?
Well, I don't know, because we've never seen that actually happen before with Vasi.
Right.
You remember a time where he was like pulled in a game in general, let alone in the middle or during an intermission?
I remember once I remember one other time. I don't remember who it was against. I remember them pulling Vasi during intermission. And I think we talked to, I want to say Nigel told us about that. Nigel said how there was another time they were going to pull him before the intermission, and they said, no, he won't get off the ice. So they told him during intermission that he wasn't going out there.
Yeah, just a weird situation. I hope he's okay, because we need him. We need him playing. Although JoJo's been playing good. I mean, that's the kind of backup you want so far this season from JoJo. And even you and I were a little bit surprised that he didn't start on Wednesday. Just given, I mean, to me, it was given all the injuries going into the game. Is that what your thought behind that was?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I for confidence, Vasi rides on that confidence. You have a back-to-back coming up now, so you know both of your goalies are going to get a chance to play. I was kind of shocked with all the injuries that they did not send Johansson out last night.
But they also got back-to-back this weekend, so JoJo's going to get his start. And it was just Vasi's turn, I guess, as the starting goalie, especially as much as he plays. Everyone wants to know about Cirelli. Cirelli going to be good Saturday. Let's make predictions. We don't know. What's up, Orozco? I will say Cirelli plays this weekend. Nick Paul, it doesn't seem like he's ready yet, which kind of sucks because it would at least be a little better timing for him to come back with all these guys out. But he's been practicing about a week, I believe, with the no contact jersey, but there's just nothing from the team on him. I wonder, maybe we should ask Rod. Rod attends the media stuff way more than we do, but I think it's a lot more down there than it is here. So I don't know if he would have known. I'm saying Cirelli in and Paul out. What about you?
Yeah, Paul, I don't think Paul's close to being back anytime. I would say maybe Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving.
Gotcha. The other thing that happened last night's game that is extremely rare, just like Vasi getting pulled, was John Cooper takes a first period time out.
You and I were sitting together, and you almost crapped your pants.
I was like, oh my gosh, he's got to be pissed. And sure enough, I take my phone out, and if you follow us on social, I posted the video of Cooper just verbally beating up his team during this timeout. He was not happy, and yeah, that's all around about as bad of a start to a game that you can ever have. 3 goals in 3 shots, defensive breakdowns, a penalty. The first goal was a power play goal. I still think half of those goals last night by the Rangers were just lucky goals, like a lot of puck luck in those goals, but still horrible start to the game. I like it. I think a good timed timeout when your team's looking like crap like that, giving up multiple goals, can right the ship. And they did. They came back and scored right after that, but just too much to overcome against the Rangers. I guess you got to give the Rangers some credit. And the Rangers are actually a pretty darn good road team. They can't win at home, but on the road, not bad at all. So
they won one at home.
Them. Although I wouldn't say that to any of those freaking Rangers fans that were there.
They won one at home, and that was against Nashville. And don't you know, those fans were not happy. Nashville fans were not happy that the Rangers got their first win at home against them.
I don't know if I told you, but I think I'm going to go to the Rangers Lightning game in New York on December. That's the end of this month. I might have to be in that area. And if I'm in that area that weekend, I'm going to the game. And we'll win for sure because they suck at home.
That's bravery.
Who's playing, but yes, fluky goals, Serena. That first power play goal bounced right off the backboard, right to that guy's stick. The Vasi falling down goal was just ugly. It just was not the Lightning's night last night, which is rare because usually when I'm sitting at the game with Schooley, we have a good showing, but they had a lot to go up against with the injuries last night. So was I surprised they lost last night's game? No, not at all. What else you got from last night's game? Are we turning the page?
Injury bug. I mean, let's see how this team does with the injury bug. I thought there was some good spots. I thought Destu is
what we call him.
No, Destu I thought was a bright point yesterday. I thought Yanni was all over the place yesterday. Getzel, you called that goal. I think someone who's taken a step back is Gage Gonsalves and Braden Point.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't know what is going on with Braden Point lately, but he's off to what's got to be the slowest start of his career. so
Yeah.
far. And I was thinking about it last night. I'm not ready to like start trading players yet, so don't get on me about this statement. But if I got the right offer for Point later this season and he still kind of doesn't take it up a notch, while he's got that value, I might trade him, because to me, Nikita Kucherov runs our offense, and he's the guy that you've got to re-sign next. And Braden Point seems to just, he was so good for those Stanley Cup runs, and he's a great player. It's just he seems to have kind of slowly gone downhill, and this season's been the worst so far. And it's not like he's still got the speed. I don't think he's injured. Like, he's still skating fast. You had that flashy goal, that backhander in, I think it was Colorado, where we tried to come back. But man, I don't know what his deal is lately. You got any theories?
No, I think, he needs to get that scoring bug like Hagel got. Get a little scoring streak, and then hopefully see him. Honestly, nobody's really, besides Hagel, has been really on a scoring streak. You've had Cooch with a point streak, but nobody's really been on a scoring streak except for Hagel. That is an issue, where last year we were doing, this person has 4 games, this one has 5 games, this one has 6 games, and then when they didn't do it, then it started somebody else's scoring streak. The offense this year has not been what it has been years in past.
And you guys kind of beat me to it in the chat. Bjorkstrand's the other guy I'd put on the block right now. That sequence last night where he had like 10 opportunities to score a goal and missed the net, shot blocked, like nothing. Couldn't get nothing. And I feel like he's getting opportunities and he's getting chances on the power play, and he just can't bury it. So just kind of drives me nuts. Those are the 2 players right now where I'd consider it. Lucky for you, I'm right. They don't let me trade players. But, I don't know. These guys need to start contributing somehow. Luckily, we've had that depth. We've had all of our lines working. We even had some of the guys last night. Sauerbrunn had his first goal with the Lightning. You had Douglas with his first point on an assist. And then you had, who else? Who else had their first point? Come on, Scully.
Was there someone else who had their first point?
Yeah. Somebody else had their first point.
I think all of the Rangers.
You're not wrong. Seven goals in our barn.
Let's see, who was it? They're saying Getsel is scoring.
Yeah, Gensel's been okay.
Mosier, nope. Nobody else. Finley, sorry. Finley.
Jack Finley, that's right. Finally, Jack Finley did something. And I don't remember if I said it last week. My observation, no, I guess I didn't see it last week because it was really Saturday where Jack Finley also played. And again, another big guy. That fourth line I really liked last night with Finley. You had Sauerbrunn and the other guy, the other big guy, Douglas, on that fourth line, and they were scoring too. But that's a heavy line. I do like that. But Jack Finley, I don't know if he's gonna make it with the Bolts. He's not a fast enough or good enough skater right now. And on this team, like, the one thing that you have to do is be able to skate just to keep up with everyone. So we'll see if they can, they've done a really good job of bringing in that woman, what's her name? Barb something that work with their skating. It's just tough when you're a bigger guy to skate that smoothly. So Jack Finley, Hopefully he'll figure it out. But that's one of those things that I noticed in person on Saturday was, man, he's a little bit slower than the rest of the guys. So he's got to start to skate a little bit better. But I still like that fourth line that they concocted last night. I would not be surprised if we see that line tomorrow night. Now, I said I don't think we're going to fight. Do you think there's going to be some shenanigans tomorrow night?
There will be. Hopefully not to. Hopefully it's smart enough that if we started it, we bring the penalty with us. So it's not, you can't afford to go on the PK with so many injuries, especially McDonough out. So, you're going to either have to tread lightly and goat them into also taking a penalty, or you're going to have to be very cautious. Those 2 points could mean a lot right now. So maybe if it's a scoring tilt one way or the other.
How do you think the Lightning changed their strategy? Do you think they try to buckle up defensively, especially with their offensive players? Tell them, like, maybe just shift that strategy to play more of a trap kind of zone defense? Or do you think the Lightning are just like, no, we're going to still play our game, even though we've got two of the best defenders in the history of this?
They don't change well. And I pointed out last night, I really liked the way the Rangers played man on man last night. I mean, they did not play the puck. They played your man. Nobody left their man. They were attacking the Lightning had maybe 1 second from the time that puck got on their stick to either shoot it or pass it. For some reason, they couldn't pass it forward last night. They kept passing it backwards. But the Rangers were on that player as soon as they touched the puck within 1 second. And that was some great defense played by the Rangers. And I think the Lightning really need to study that tape and take some from their book, because if they could hurry, that was what was springing the Rangers so many on breakaways yesterday. We saw so many 2-on-1s yesterday and potential 2-on-1s if it wasn't for the Lightning hurry up and skating back. When you got the speed on this team for a 2-on-1 breakaway that you will stay 2-on-1 that the Lightning have, they need to get those chances, and those chances come from that smothering defense that the Rangers played last night.
Well, and most teams play with that style of in-your-face defense. You get right on somebody, and I think we watch the Lightning so much, and the Lightning don't play that style at all.
They play in front of the net. They try to do that 3 guys in front of the net, and you always get someone that sneaks in behind them. You always get someone that sneaks in on the side of that net, and that's always been how the Lightning play. The Lightning really need to look. It's how the Panthers got them last year and was a good player. I can't stand that I'm saying a good player, but a good player who gets behind that is always Marchand. Marchand is always the one that sneaks around to the back of that defense and is waiting on that side of that goal to tip it in.
Yeah, no, I agree. They've got to be more aggressive defensively. You can't let guys skate that freely and give them so much space, and it's just not a good defensive strategy, and it doesn't seem like much has changed with the coaching change from that standpoint. So, I don't know. We'll see if they change up anything for these games this weekend, knowing that we're going to have some guys out. Is Hedman a go? I think we both think he will play this weekend.
We should know tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be when they practice, so we'll see what kind of practice they have tomorrow.
And maybe they bring up a couple other guys to try, like Orozco says here. Do we bring up a Dylan Duke, LTA?
Duke just got a hattie.
Did he?
Duke just got a hattie the other day in Syracuse. Yeah.
The young guns are playing really well in Syracuse. So maybe that's the silver lining, is like, let's bring some of these guys up, give them another shot. Dylan Duke's just so small, though. It's another small forward, which, we've seen plenty of successful small forwards, especially on this team. But it's tough for those guys to hack it when they get up to play with the big dogs. But I don't know. I want to see some of these guys if they're kicking ass down there, and that's how Dominic James got up here. Dominic James, those first 3 games in Syracuse, killed it and made the most of his opportunity. Stop eating snacks, Schoolie. This is a professional.
Can you hear that?
You couldn't tell from the technical difficulties earlier. All right, should we make an announcement?
Sure.
All right. Should we make an announcement for the people?
Here it is for you guys.
Wait, I want to know real quick why they ponder that real quick. Who do you think starts Saturday? Who do you think starts Sunday?
I think JoJo starts on Saturday. Vassy back at home.
JoJo versus Florida.
Yep.
Vassy against Vancouver.
I'm not putting Vassy in there against Florida, just in case they're gonna try to make a run at him or something like that. Heck no.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. I'd say, but you also want Vassy after last night to not get in his head, so you need his confidence. So I think I'd put him against Vancouver too.
Yep. All right, so breaking news right here on We the Thunder. We don't have one announcement. We've got 2 announcements. So let's start off with next week's show. Back to our normally scheduled time or day on Wednesday. The time will be 9 o'clock when we start. The reason for that is because making their debut on We the Thunder is going to be somebody from a 4-letter network. Thomas, do you want to guess what 4-letter network that is?
Well, TNT's only 3. If you're playing the sound effect, we can't hear it. Oh, we can hear that.
Do you know what theme that is?
ESPN.
The NHL on ESPN, and their senior writer, Greg Wisnowski, is scheduled to come talk to us next Wednesday at 9 p.m. So make sure you go follow him. He's basically the head writer for ESPN. He's been podcasting for a very long time, so we'll talk to him about whatever his current podcast is. He used to do Puck Soup. Do you know that?
Yep.
Yeah, so he used to do Yahoo. I was actually looking earlier. He was doing Yahoo first, Puck Daddy, Puck Soup, yeah, he's going to join us next Wednesday, 9 o'clock, given we don't have any other issues or anything comes up. So that should be exciting. We just keep bringing the great guests to this show. And what do we ask for in return, Thomas Schooley?
Them to show up for us.
Who? The people watching?
Yep.
We don't even ask that. The only thing I really ask for is if you use the code WTTPod when you buy any ticket, you will get $20 off your first time on SeatGeek.com for any event, including Lightning games. But since we don't ask for anything, yes, we will ask you to show up next Wednesday. I would love to have you guys in the chat asking questions for Wish so he sees that this is a legitimate podcast. And then we want you to show up somewhere else on January 13th.
That's where I thought you were going.
I was. January 13th is a Tuesday night, and there is a awesome place that we are having a Lightning watch party at. So this will be the Montreal Canadiens, and it's up in Montreal. So it's a road game, and OCC Roadhouse is the Orange County Chopper restaurant and museum. So this was a show that was on TV, but they have a amazing restaurant and venue that is in basically Clearwater area. So this will be the first time we do this in Pinellas County, but it's like really close to all the bridges where this spot's at. So we'll set up an event probably on the old Facebook so you know kind of where to go. We got 2 months until we're gonna do this, so we figured we'd take our time with it. But yeah, we want you guys to put it on your calendar today, January 13th. Next year, we're gonna have our first watch party of the season, and it is.
We are going to go check it out beforehand without having a actual watch party scheduled. So
yeah, actually, I think
anybody
I'm
wants-
going to go next Tuesday. I didn't tell you this yet, but I was telling John, who was in the chat.
No, you shouldn't.
I think I'm going to try to go next Tuesday, but that's a
Home game?
I'm not going to go to that game, for the Devils game. So I might go watch the game there. If anyone wants to join, you are welcome to come hang out with myself, and I think John might come with me. And Thomas Schooley's invited too. But the place is awesome. I haven't had their food yet. That's why I want to go. This is my vision, man. Let's do a couple of these there, and then they have this big open area and stage and video wall, and they normally have bands there. This is like a biker bar we're doing this at. Like, it's next to the Harley Davidson. And yeah, if you've got a motorcycle, ride your motorcycle in. I don't. I have a tricycle, and I'll be riding that through. The vision is we do some really good watch parties there for the regular season, and then I want that outdoor. It's like indoor outdoor. There's a big roof. It's like a big open warehouse type of looking place. I want the playoffs on that big screen for away games, where they do the stage for their bands. So the only way they're going to let us do that is if we have a lot of people show up for these watch parties. So mark your calendar, January 13th, 2 months from today, Orange County Chopper Roadhouse, which is in Clearwater, right on like kind of Almerton and McMullen Booth, 49th Street. Is that what it's called?
49th Street there.
Yeah.
It's the old 49er flea market for anybody that's in that area. It's the old 49er flea market right across the street from Quaker Steak and Lube.
Yeah, it is a cool place. So hopefully you guys can join us. We're going to be talking about it a lot, so you're going to hear about it a lot. And then, of course, next week, super excited, ESPN for the first time. You know what happens is first you get the writer for ESPN, and then you get Bucci on, and then you start asking for like Chelios, and then you flip it. You flip it over to TNT, and before you know it, Gretzky's on by like March.
Can we get Barkley? That's who I want.
Probably could.
Yeah.
Should have showed up at the docks yesterday or Monday.
We should have asked. We should ask Coop if he could get us in contact with him.
Yeah, Cooper's Catch. Pretty cool event that Cooper's been doing, really, I think, since he got here. How cool would that be? Like, is that the dream? How do we get on one of those boats? Is it just like we donate?
Yeah, I think so.
A lot?
I think so.
$20 bills.
You can put gas in it. This was his 8th annual Coop's Catch.
You know whose boat won? Did you see?
I did see it last night, but I can't remember who.
Moja. JJ Moja.
Oh, that's
can't
right.
do anything wrong lately. But we'll see this weekend when he's taking the majority of the shifts on defense. So there you go. 2 big announcements, exciting stuff coming up here for the show. And yeah, if you don't mind, use our SeatGeek code because we need a new mixer. All right, what else we got?
By the way, I am looking at the pictures of McDonough from Coop's Catch, and nothing has his feet in it.
Nothing has. It's all.
But I don't think
head up.
it's all from like the waist up. But I would imagine someone would have said by now he was on a boot.
I think you'd see one of the writers mention it.
Charles Barkley did get this. Yeah.
All right. So looking ahead, we talked
I
about it
was
already.
looking at the McDonald's.
We actually have mentioned all these games so far, but Saturday, Florida Panthers in Sunrise, 5 o'clock start time. Set your calendars, set your reminders, 5 o'clock start time. Don't love that. And then they do it again, 5 o'clock back here at the bench. Vancouver Canucks coming to town. That's one of those rare Sunday games, although we got a few Sunday games this season. I think a couple more than normal. And then we've got Tuesday against the Devils, again here at the bench. And then you got the 19th, Wednesday. Come join us with Wish. And then we'll preview the Oilers game. That's right. Connor McDavid and who else is on the Oilers coming back to play at the bench for the first time as an NHLer? Nothing?
Sorry, I wasn't listening to you.
Oh, geez.
I was
Oh,
reading
geez.
I was reading something. I wasn't listening to you.
Hold on. There's a sound effect for this. The Iceman is probably making his NHL debut at the bench, so there's hopefully going to be a lot of booze.
He's already played.
At the bench as an NHL player?
Oh, I thought you meant his NHL debut, like
At
at the
NHL
bench.
debut here.
Okay.
It's first time. So yeah, we've got to make sure we boo that guy when he's in.
I was trying to figure out if there was any why the Savannah Bananas guy was at the game last night as the special bug keeper for Bug last night.
Bug keeper.
Yeah, they made like I don't get it. Like there was nothing there. I thought maybe that meant they were going to announce something with the Savannah Bananas. He was a celebrity bug keeper, which I don't. It did make sense. Like, why wasn't he just one of the other celebrities that sit in the stands?
Maybe he wanted to be the bug keeper.
Yeah,
Sounds like a job for you.
he's going to be booed. Oh, he's definitely going to be booed. What's his stats right now?
Who? The Iceman? Ike?
Yeah, I think.
I don't think he's lighting the world on fire. He's not getting a lot of minutes, though. He's playing on the fourth line. It's probably not what he expected. Austin Matthews also got the injury bug, but they say he's only going to be out about a week. And this is a big stretch for the Lightning because they have
Isaac
a
Howard,
lot of-
2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points, a -2. 17 games played.
Yeah, nothing special. But, I mean, what's his time on ice average? 7 minutes?
7:38, 8:57, 11:31, 8:09, 7 minutes.
Yeah. So he's not getting a lot of ice time. And he's buried on that fourth line. That'll be a heck of a game, though, next Thursday night with the Oilers in town. So hopefully these guys get healthy because they've got 5 home games here. I mean, there's a lot of games left in this month. We've got 5 at home and 4 on the road. And that's just the rest of this month that we're pretty much halfway through. So gotta get some home wins here despite the injuries because the schedule doesn't get much easier throughout the season. So got to take advantage of these home games. What else? I think I'm good. I think we've, as usual, covered it all.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's get out of here then. We won't waste anyone else's time. Join us next Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. We've got to do a little bit later show. Request of the guest. But that guest, again, is from ESPN, and that is Greg Wisnowski. He's the senior writer for the NHL for ESPN. So hopefully you can join us for that. Until then, you might see one of us or 2 of us at the bench for some of these games. We've got this homestand. Make sure you use your code up in the corner, WTT Pod. If you want to go to any of those games, get yourself
You got to make that better.
$20 off.
That blends in. You can't really read it.
You know what? I'll make it better right now. Here.
You guys covered me with it. I know.
Right here. This is the new co-host. And actually, we do have a third co-host that we will be debuting pretty soon here. Not ready just yet.
That third co-host screwed up the whole podcast last week.
Yeah, well, that's the kind of chaos we're looking for.
It
in this.
has messed up that board ever since.
I think it was your face that messed it up. All right. We're getting belligerent. We better go now. All right. Well, that was fun. Go watch the
Let's start
Caps.
drinking and just tell you to fuck off.
Bring back the stash days. I will do that. Well, you know what? Not for ESPN, but I will drink for one of these episodes here just to see if it makes it any better. We do have to figure out if we're gonna take a break for the Thanksgiving week, because I think I'm going to both of those games Thanksgiving week. So I don't know what we're gonna do. I guess we could do a Tuesday episode, or we take the week off. They got 4 games that whole week of Thanksgiving, 2 at home, 2 on the road. So more to come. We don't have to worry about that yet. It's not for another 2 weeks.
Yeah, but it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games in between shows. All wins, of course.
True. Maybe a Tuesday. Maybe a Thanksgiving show.
I'll wear
we
my
debut
pilgrim
the
outfit.
third host. All right. Well, that's all for tonight. Again, let's bear through some of these injuries. Hopefully, get some points in some of these games coming up.
For the new microphone.
If Thomas Schooley sounds a little bit sexier tonight, it is a
Hey.
microphone that he's on. Still working on the camera, though. We had some technical difficulties with the camera. But honestly, Thomas has a face for radio. So we should just turn his camera off, but we won't do that. All right, that's it. You got anything else for the people?
Look at that. That's horrible. No,
It looks
let's get
good.
off.
It's just you have a definite delay in that video, so we don't want that. It's a little choppy.
Yeah, I haven't seen a webcam since those cam days.
Well, that's an old webcam too. So use that SeatGeek.com, folks, so we can get another webcam sent out to Schooley. Until then, until next Wednesday, don't forget to join us. Mark your calendar for January 13th, but don't forget to join us next Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. ESPN is going to be on the show. Until then, this has been We the Thunder. Don't forget to be the Thunder.
That's it? Lightning strikes across the bay tonight, and in my journal by the stadium light, something in the air feels electric and right, ready to charge forward into the fight.